Welcome back, everyone. Pizza is a universally beloved food. And what's not to love? Warm dough, melted cheese, delicious sauces. I can't wait to eat.
But Lainey, as amazing as it is, most people often get it delivered because it always tastes better than if you make it at home. Until now. Here to up our za game is the author of Pizza Czar, Anthony Falco. So let's get this straight. You're known as a pizza czar, and you're also a world renowned international pizza consultant. Can you tell us exactly what that means?
What it means is that not just making pizza, but designing kitchens, organizing logistical programs that have to do with pizza, a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that goes along with pizza. I kind of gave myself that title after working internationally once and getting paid to do it. And boom, I'm an international pizza consultant. That's how it works.
We are going on a pizza journey. Each of us has a pizza to make. So we'll start with mine. Mine is a spicy pepperoni Sicilian pizza, and it uses like a dough that is easier for inexperienced people like me who are cooking at home. So, what is it about this dough? Tell me about it.
So yeah, this is the Sicilian grandma dough. Why I think it's a great starting point for home cooks is you don't need a whole lot of the extra equipment like pizza peels or stones. And the nice thing about it is you make the pizza, the dough in the pan, it proofs in the pan, and then when it comes time to make the pizza, you just top it and you put it in the oven.
So, I'm actually going to get started on making it.
So this is what we call an upside down pizza, and that means that the cheese goes down first on the dough, and so you want to do one thin layer of that sliced mozzarella.
Is there an art to saucing?
Oh, yeah, there's an art to everything. But you want to kind of just put down your dabs in equal kind of splotches and then go back and kind of flatten it all out. So you want to take your sprigs of oregano and just kind of give them a little
Ooh.
rub onto there. Oregano is the herb that really makes pizza taste like pizza.
Do you have any advice about how to arrange the pep?
You're going to want to put the pepperoni in a pretty organized fashion on there. Don't clump them or double up on top of them. But pepperoni
I see.
migration is unavoidable. As soon as that cheese starts to melt underneath the surface, those peps are
Mm.
going to start sliding and moving around. So they may not be exactly where you left them, but that's okay. We're
Pepperoni
gonna,
migration is such a good expression. I'm picturing
yeah.
little pepperonis with their backpacks traveling from one place to another.
Shimmying.
Any like sprinkling parm tips here? Am I just doing, do I do like a salt bay style?
We want to go up high so we get a nice even, you know, yeah, exactly.
Up
Nice even
high.
rain of that's looking good.
I'm popping mine in the oven.
I am so excited for you and so proud of you, Lainey.
My oven is set to 475 PS.
So that one's going to be 15 to 20 minutes. You're going to want to get some eyeballs on it at 15. And what you're
Okay.
looking for is if there's the edges where you can see the crust, you want that
Mm-hmm.
crust to be golden brown.
Anthony, we're going to work on a pizza together while Lainey's bakes. And we're actually using a slightly different dough, if I understand correctly. It's more of a thin and crispy dough.
The thin and crispy dough I like a lot because it's kind of an amalgamation of the various styles that you will find in the East Coast of the United States. So, it's a little New Haven, a little New Jersey, a little New York.
Oh, sorry.
Can I get the oven ready?
My oven has set off the fire alarm.
Awesome.
Sorry about that.
And the first thing you want to do is kind of establish the crust. And I'm going to use the tips of my fingers and I'm just going to go
Okay.
around the outside. And for the thin and crispy, I like a pretty small crust. This isn't like a Neapolitan with a big poofy crust on the end. We're going to go
Right.
pretty tight here. So like maybe, a half an inch just around the outside. And I'm using my fingertips to establish the crust.
Okay.
And I make a little ring and you have that ring of dough around there. And then now what I'm going to do is use my fingers and dimple the center. Now, one of the keys to making the thin and crispy is to keep some of the air in the center. You don't want to completely stretch it out and flatten it out. And then this next part, I'm going to use a little more flour, just a little bit on top, and I'm going to put a little on my hands, and I'm going to pick it up and just start passing it back and forth like this. If you want, you can then move on to this stage where you kind of move it in your hands, kind of like you're going reverse. You have done this before. Okay, can you do this
Not for
then?
a while, but I don't know if I can do that. I
Now
don't
I
I
think
don't
I
know
know
if I
can
why
can
do
I
do it.
got
that.
the easy dough. I think my pizza is ready. It's been 20 minutes. So Anthony, I'm gonna pull it out right now.
I'm gonna come up and take a closer inspection. It looks pretty good to me.
Lainey, it
It
looks
looks
amazing.
great.
So now
Okay.
is the time to use your spatula and pop it off. So with my dough now, I'm gonna make the Falco pizza. I'm gonna put 2 ladles of sauce in the middle. So for like a pizza with mozzarella, I would normally just use 1 ladle. So it's an extra sauce, kind of extra saucy pizza. And I'm just gonna move that all the way to the outside edge here. One
Gorgeous.
nice thin layer. And then the ordering topping on this one is pretty specific because you really want this like sauce, uh, super sauce to get built up in there. And so the first thing I'm going to add is the breadcrumbs, and the breadcrumbs are going to go all around. And these breadcrumbs are made just by taking some old pizza dough, baking it off like it was a loaf of bread, and then cutting it up, letting it dry out, and grinding it with a little salt. And I'm going to put a little chili flake next on here. I mean, as much as you want, little or a lot. And the next thing I'm going to do is the cheese. I'm going to do a nice little sprinkling of Parmigiano Reggiano on here. And then I'm going to do the Caciocavallo. It's very light in the cheese. It's not a very heavy cheese pizza. The cheese is going to melt right into the sauce.
Oh,
And then now the key here is a lot of olive oil. And I'm just going to go around the
oh
edge
wow.
with my squeeze bottle and kind of cover it in. So let that cheese and breadcrumb and sauce and olive oil all like kind of soak together. And then I'm going to end it with a bunch of red onion sliced very thin. And there's the final product.
That's
Okay.
gorgeous, Anthony. Oh wow. Beautiful.
And then I'm going to slide it directly onto my stones.
And Jess is gonna be making a white pizza, right? What goes on in a white pizza?
Tomatoes really didn't make their way to Italy until at the very earliest, the 15th century, and they weren't really a widely consumed food item until the 18th century. So before that, all pizzas, flatbreads cooked in wood-fired ovens were white. I love a good white pizza. I've got a bunch in the cookbook. This one that you're making is kind of the classic white that you would find in a lot of New York slice shops or old school pizzerias like the original coal oven pizzerias where it's just ricotta, mozzarella, parmesan, garlic, and olive oil. It's a very simple pizza and
Oh,
it's really open to be having new toppings added to it. So garlic is going to go down first. Oh, she did it. She popped it out.
nice, Lainey.
Now just tear off little like quarter size pieces of mozzarella.
Oh my God, this is nice cheese.
You want to get your piping bag of ricotta and just kind of
Nice.
dab in between the spots where you had the mozzarella.
Oh, I love that.
And then you want to really just, I mean, go to town on the parm, like give it some full coverage. Now your final thing is just a drizzle of olive oil. Just make sure you don't go over the edge of the pizza because that's going to cause a problem sliding it in. The key here, and I can talk about it in my book, is golden rivers, where so the mozzarella melts, but it doesn't completely meet together, and there's these golden
Oh,
rivers of Parmesan and olive oil. So yeah, that looks great. So this pizza is just great like that, but if you want to add any other toppings, you can. If you have Brussels sprouts, go ahead and throw a little
oh,
bit
this
on
is
there.
so pretty.
Okay, great.
Okay, slide it on the stone, Jessie.
It's in.
It's in.
Yay!
Success.
Anthony, that looks stunning. Stunning.
Wow.
It's definitely thin and it's crispy.
Excuse me. That's my fire alarm going off.
Oh my,
Oh my.
very safe. As you can see,
Oh,
no tip sag.
I hate a
It's
tip
thin and
sag.
crispy.
Oh,
And
I
then,
don't know what
yeah,
you're talking about. Tips.
tip sag. It's like a way of when you pick up a pizza and it just flops down. This is standing at attention.
Okay, are we ready to taste?
this is my first time having Brussels sprouts on a pizza, but I'm here to say it's not the last time. This is so good.
Mine might look messy, but inside, it's a beauty
Yes.
queen.
This is
Anthony,
incredible.
Mm.
Anthony, thank you so much for sharing your pizza making skills with us. I feel blessed right now and satisfied.
You truly are the pizza czar.
Oh, geez. Gosh, stop. Oh, you get out of here.
And everyone watching, you're going to find all of these recipes up on our social media channels. And don't forget, Anthony's book, Pizza Czar, is available now. We'll be right back.